Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm good.
That's great to hear. Okay, before we jump to the content, I want to ask you a real questions. Have you ever received a message that make you feel like, what should I reply to this message? Have you ever faced that? Yes. Okay. So this is the handling complaints professionally as digital illustrator. Next. So this is the learning objectives of our course today. The first, we need to identify what is client complaint and why it matters, professional. And then the second, we need to use appropriate English expression to acknowledge. And then we can apologize and we can offer solutions to our clients. And then the third is apply professional tone and also empathy when responding to difficult client. And of course, in the end, we need to do a role play about how to handle a client professionally. Next, please. Okay, before we jump into the material, I want you to participate in the workshop activity. The activity name is complaint or compliment. I will read the example message of the clients. And then if you think that this is the complaint, you can stand up. But if you think that the message is compliment, you can just get it, guys? Yeah. Okay, the first message is, I think this is the final part. And honestly, this doesn't look anything like the reference I sent. What do you think? This is complaint or compliment? Okay, this is complaint, right? Then, if that's a complaint, you need to stand up. That's right. Okay, the second one is, I did this yesterday. What is a complaint? This is called complaint. And then the third is, oh my God, I'm obsessed. This is exactly what I image. Compliment. Okay, this is compliment. And then the fourth is, the final price is way more than we discussed. Why did you stand up? Then the last one is, the illustration is beautiful. Thank you so much for your hard work. Next. Okay, so what is literally a complaint? A complaint is the expression of a formal or informal of dissatisfaction from a client regarding about the price, about the quality, timeline, scope, and what the illustrator do in a compassionate work. And why does it matter to us to learn it? Because it can make our reputation bad, but client responds to their message well. And then the second, we can client connections. Like a professionally handled complaint can often turn into a promise, into a loyal client. And then the third, of course, it's about the income that we receive at the end of our promotions. Like the ones who communicate professionally can get a higher pay, and then we can get longer terms commissions. Next, please. Okay, this is the types of complaints that often happen with our clients. Like the first is how about the style or the quality of our illustration, and then the deadline. Sometimes like the right deadline about our work, and then about the revision. Like I ask for change and it's still wrong, and often it's also about pricing, and then communications with our clients. Like if you don't answer to them professionally, then they can make it like become angry or something like bad response. Next. So, if the clients message you with that message, the complaint, then how we need to face it? The first, we need to stay calm, and then we need to acknowledge the problem, the complaint of our customer. Why did they complain about it? Is it about the style? Is it about the revision? About the timeline? We need to acknowledge them without blaming them. It's not about them being wrong about it. It's just like, for example, I completely understand your concern and I appreciate you make them feel like they've been hurt by you, and then apologize. After we acknowledge the problem, the complaint of our clients, then we need to apologize to them. Like, even if you don't feel like, oh, I did my job right, but just apologize. So we don't make it like The first, for example, I sincerely apologize for any inconvenience, and then I'm sorry that outcome that didn't meet your expectations. And then after the apologies, we need to offer a solution about the problem. Okay, for example, like allow me to propose the following resolution. And I would like to offer a complimentary. How about we schedule that? How we can request the file, the style to meet your expectations, something like that. Thanks. Okay, this is the real dialogue of the message. How to handle a complaint in real life. Maybe I need a volunteer to read it in front of the class. You can hands up. Okay, me and Dia, can you please give applause, guys? So who's gonna be the client and who's gonna be the illustrator?
I'm going to be the client.
Okay.
I just described the final file, and honestly, this is doesn't look anything like the reference I sent. The color palette is completely off, and the box is wrong. I'm really disappointed.
Thank you for reaching out. I completely understand your concern. I'm sorry your result didn't match your expectations. I review your reference again and see the difference. I went over a full revision to address the color and pose. Could you mark the specific areas on the file so I can request it?
Okay, but I just want this fixed instead. I have a deadline too.
Absolutely, I will look the revised version ready within 48 hours. I will keep you updated on progress through notes. Thank you for your patience.
Okay, the first slide is the facts. The first slide, this is the problem that our client had. And then the illustrator response, you can say like, thank you for reaching, I'm sorry, this is helpful. Thank you for reaching out, and I completely understand your concerns. Like I said before, we need to acknowledge the problem. We need to make them heard about their problem, and we can't judge them or blame them. And I completely understand your concerns. I'm sorry that the result didn't match your expectations. It shows that you apologize about the work that you've done about it, and then you offer a solution after you apologize. Like, I would to offer a full revision to address the color and the post. If you text the client with this message, like professional message, then the client will make it like, okay, but I just want this fix aside. I have a deadline too. The rest will be considered. Okay, next. So this is so the professional versus unprofessional response. Like for the situation, you can see in this slides. And for unprofessional response, like this is you blame your client. Like I follow your work exactly. This is what you asked for. You can't do that. It's so rude. And then you can, instead of saying this, you can just say like, I'm sorry to hear that. I'd love to get this right for you. Could you point out the specific areas that can improve it for you? And like, I have other clients too, you know, you can do that, it's too rude. And then you can instead just say like, I apologize for the delay, I currently just the assignment or make other works like that. And then the third is like, if I apply a bit of two revisions, I can keep doing this for free. You can point like, oh my god, the price is pricey. So you just need one price for one revisions and you can handle the complaints of another revisions. Or if you can make like, oh, I can't take this anymore. So you can make like with your clients. Okay, next. This is do and don'ts when you handling the conflict. First, you need to stay calm. Then blame your customers, and then acknowledge your customer's feeling, and then apologize sincerely, offer solutions, and then set a specific timeline to your client. When did you get finished the revisions? And then follow up after the issue is resolved, and don't at first make the responses like review, dismiss, or defensive. Defensive because you don't feel wrong, then it's not correct. And then reply with one word. Like if you feel, I don't think this is my problem, I just blame this to me, you can blame this to me. Then you can just answer it like, oh yeah, so what? You can just like that, okay. And then the main promises you cannot keep. You can keep the deadline like I can do it like 24 hours revisions and I will send you later, and then after that you don't send it to your client, then it will make like a big problem. then you can go to the clients. If you already make promises with them to get revisions, you need to communicate with your clients really softly and professionally. And then think blame entirely on the client. Even you think like, oh, I don't think it's my fault. And then you can like, oh, okay, it's my fault, but it's your fault too in the start of our bills. That you complain about it. Next. So this is interactive, like what would you say? So like this is client message and the responses of the Illustrator. We need to acknowledge like what we're doing first, and then we need to apologize, like sincerely apologize to your clients. Even if you think you did an skill, and then you need to explain or clarify why the work is not met their expectations. And then we need to offer a solution after we apologize to them. Next, we come to the forum session of our course today. We're gonna do a little role play, and I want you to form a group of 5, consists of 5 students for each group, and I will give you a scenario about the client complaints. And this is 5 scenario that you will choose. And after that, each group needs to receive 1 card, scenario card, and then you can choose like who gonna be client and who gonna be illustrator in your group. And then after that, the group can present and practice your role play in front of your classmates. You get it, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so the student can come to the front. This is the one. This is for you. Okay, I will give you 5 minutes to discuss with your friends to make it or to make a message. And then you can come to the front of the class. Okay, time's up everyone. So who's gonna come in front of the group to say your own name? Okay, I'll just give you the one to come. Give a bless everyone. Come here. And right here, please. So it's gonna be quiet and it's gonna be Illustrator.
I will be the client.
Okay.
Hey, why the final phrase is 30% higher like before? I will never communicate about the final phrase.
Yeah, so sorry for the application. It's actually I want to explain it today after it's already finished. So because the drawing or the illustration is actually more harder and more complicated than expected. So that's why we write the phrase because it's not that simple as we expected in the first meeting. So that's why we higher the price.
Okay, it's means I didn't want to pay. I just need the breakdown about the price.
Okay, that's a nice role-play. So role-play about handling a complaint. So we can find like the Indri has complained about the price increase or like the bills already said. Okay, so Indri just I think I will as illustrator they apologize. She apologized to Indri, and then she explains why it can be and then they offer the solution. Maybe you can make like your solution. Okay, but that's all. Next. Okay, after that, I let you fill the assessment today. This is self-assessment, and also you can make it for the numbers if you feel like highly appropriate, just run it naturally, and you can understand the material well. You can just make a circle in the numbers. And for this is the self-assessment. If you think I understand the meaning of complaint, you can make a tick in the yes column. And if you think like you're not enough to understand it, you can take on the next line. Okay, I will give it to you. Okay, this is our lessons for today. I hope you get what a professional message to your clients, so you can handle it with the clients complaints to you, and you respond it with, like I said before, you need to acknowledge your clients and the latest, and then offer solutions to your clients. I hope you get a stay today, and I hope you enjoy this material. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.